like you. Only a stupid man, a stupid old fool like you. They call you the pig in the creek. They call you the pig in the creek. I call you more nasty words. Because I know that you are more nasty than a pig in the creek. This is a sample of a pipeline. This is an example of a pipeline that is running from your doorstep, from your village to Castena to Daura. This is an example of a pipeline that is running from your village to Niger Republic. The oil that they are transporting from your village, they can't use it to develop your own village. They cannot use it to give you infrastructure. They cannot use it to give you education. They cannot use this oil to develop your region. You are busy fighting people that are fighting for your next generation. You are busy fighting a man called Kanu, where you are busy recruiting your boys, giving them AK-47 for them to come and sit down and guide a pipeline like this. They are guiding a pipeline like this. They are busy guiding a pipeline like this, running all the way from your village, all the way from your village to Castena, to Daura. And you call yourself a man. You start to make yourself relevant. You think you can make yourself relevant by coming on social media to make a nuisance of yourself? You think you are relevant by coming on social media to talk about a man that is trying to liberate his own people? A man that is been to jail and is still in jail because he wants a better life for his next generation, for your children unborn? You said you have 21 children. You are so proud of yourself you have 21 children. Are you sure these children are all from yours? Are you sure you are the father of all these children? Are you sure that you are the father of? Because if you are the father of all these children, you will try to understand that the disintegration of Nigeria is a tax that must be down. You're supposed to understand that Nigeria government that gave you the pipeline security guards don't have anything to offer to your children. You should understand that this is your children, this is your 21 children, they are not supposed to be a slave to the Fulani Janjaweed. You're supposed to understand that your children deserve a better life than to be pipeline guiders. Ask yourself how many oil wells you have in your own community. Ask yourself, your next brother, your next neighbor, how many oil wells do they have in their own land? You don't have nothing. All you do is to guide a pipeline like this. You recruit the boys that are supposed to be engineers and doctors, the boys that are supposed to be pilots and captains, they're supposed to be developers and entrepreneurs. You recruit them to guide the pipeline for you. And you come on social media every day to rant, to talk rubbish. You should be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed of yourself. A man like you will sit down and guide a pipeline while another man in Daura that doesn't go to school is milking your village, your entire community, and you cannot say anything about it because of the money you are getting. And when you get this money, what do you do with it? You go to Cotonou, and you build a university for other people to study. While your own village, you don't have one university there. And you call yourself a man? You call yourself a man. That is why they call you a pig in the creek. Mr. Asare Dokobo, this video is for you. This video is for you because you, this generation will never forget somebody like you. Your children will forever regret having you as their father. Your children will ever regret having you as their forefather. Because you are a shame to humanity. You are a shame to humanity. You sit down in your village and you are guiding a pipeline for somebody else. You don't have one single oil well. You don't have one single oil well. Your brothers, your sisters, your neighborhood, your community, your village people, none of them have one single oil well from the oil coming from your soil. And you have the audacity to come out on social media to rant and shout, to abuse a man that is fighting for the liberation of the whole Africa. Kanu. Ahmadike 1. If you die now, who is going to mourn you? If anything happens to you now, who is going to shout for you? If you go to jail now, who is going to sit at home for you? Nobody, because you are irrelevant. You are irrelevant. I am doing this video to tell you that you are worse than a pig in the creek. You are worse than a pig in the creek. Every day you put on your camera, with your fat, stinky self and you come and pose and be talking. Who do you think you're talking to? This generation don't want to listen to men like you. Keep on guiding pipeline that is going from your village to Daura. Keep on watching and guiding pipeline for another man. Keep on licking another man's ass. But this generation will not forget the atrocities you have committed, the people you have killed, the children you have put into abject poverty. Because you cannot speak for them. You cannot bring development to them. You cannot even build school for them. You are going to Cotonou to build school. Because you're not ashamed of yourself. You're not ashamed of yourself. You stinking old pig. You're not ashamed of yourself. Sit down. Continue sitting down and building and guiding a pipeline for another man. This generation will never forget this. Mad people everywhere.